Coffee Stain released a new teaser video today. So I thought that it might be cool to take a little watch of that and see what we can see. Yeah, let's take a look at this video. I think I'm gonna watch it through once, and then I'm gonna go back and pause at things and take a look and see what we see. All right, here we go. Okay, already seeing some things. Let's turn this down a little bit too. Ooh, okay. Huh. Oh, that's loud. That's loud. Cat King, hello. Welcome on in. How's it going? Ooh, what was that? Ooh, that's a neat building. I mean, it just looks kind of normal. It got... Okay, ooh, I didn't notice that before. Okay. Okay. All right, there's a lot in there. There's a lot in there. And all shots, movement, and filters captured entirely in-game using the new photo mode. So we got a new photo mode coming in 1.1. Okay. Yeah, let's go through this again. I'm going to pause at a few places. Things I noticed. So we got some trains moving along. We got hypertubes in the middle. Oh, wait a minute. Sorry, I just noticed. Can I zoom on this? What is that thing? Right? That thing right there. It's on a hypertube, but it kind of looks like a pump. Do we have like... Are we going to get a hypertube accelerator piece? That would be neat. It's either a pump or it's one of the junctions that they have. Yeah, what the heck is that thing? I think it's either a hypertube pump / accelerator, or it's a junction. But the reason why I don't think, or why I think it might not be a junction, is that we see the hypertube pipes coming straight in from either side. And it looks like it's just one continuous kind of straight pipe piece. So then, yeah, next scene here, we see the junctions, and it's kind of at like, each entrance is at 120 degrees from each other, pretty much. So that is not quite the same as what we were seeing in the other view, which is what is making me think that it is some sort of like accelerator. I do wonder how the junctions work. My guess is you probably have to like choose, like press arrow keys basically, which would make them slightly inferior to the junctions that we can create using blueprints and just the pieces that already exist. Because with those, we can remotely choose a guaranteed way to go through them. I think otherwise here, I don't think I'm really seeing anything else that jumps out at me as being new. Like this might just be a steel beam that we're looking at here that they've like clipped over the hypertube support. But I'm not exactly sure about that. Oh no, wait a minute. These are new. These are some sort of new steel beam. They've got these rivets on them. Okay, so that's new. Okay, here's where we see a lot of new things. We've got this like, oh wait. Okay, back here, because I don't know if you could see the beams before. We got these new steel beams, it looks like, with rivets on them. So that's pretty cool, some new buildables that we'll have access to. I think this one down here is the old steel beam. Metal beam, I think. Metal beam. They're not called steel beams, they're called metal beams. We're a little bit closer here. There does look to be something different going on with this beam that's supporting the hypertube support thingy. But I can't exactly tell what is going on there. Let's see. All right, here's the big one. So let's see. We've got these spiral cable things. That's some sort of new something. I guess maybe it would count as a beam. Whatever these are, which also look maybe like some sort of cable things. We got this thing down here, which is some other sort of beam thing. So yeah, a couple new beams. These might just be either side of foundations, probably. It's probably side of the foundations. And then this also looks different. I can't exactly tell what because it's a bit out of focus. Although cool to see that we'll have depth of field for the new camera mode. That's cool. Do y'all see anything else here? I don't think I see anything else here. Oh yeah, it does say update in progress. So we've got a shift. Ooh, I wonder if part of the camera tool, I wonder if it's going to be manual depth of field shift, or if we can say like, follow this thing with depth of field. That'll be interesting. Interesting to see. Is there anything else that we're seeing? I'm not really seeing anything else here. Okay, this looks like a new door type there, which opens way too fast for me to like. Oh, there we go. There's the halfway. So it looks like we might have some new sort of garage door type door that opens vertically. That'll be cool. And honestly, it looks like it fits a bit better into the like wall hole gate thing. Is it just out of focus for the entire shot? It kind of is, yeah. Anyways. Okay, so then in here, we've got these like storage shelves, which are new. Do they seem very useful? Not really. I wonder if we see any new parts. I don't think we do. We've got automated wiring, aluminum casing, slam fluctuator, modular engine, I think. Solid biomass, encased beams, copper sheet, cable, quick wire, some containers, turbo fuel, fabric, iron ingots, DNA capsule, thing that I haven't unlocked yet but that I know exists, hog remains, steel pipe concrete, more concrete, maybe a radio control unit, fluid tank, explosive rebar, dark crystal, somber sloop. Yeah, I don't think I see any new items. All right, let's keep going. We got some posing there. What do we have here? I don't think we have anything crazy here. Although, wait, what about... I wonder if this piece is new? This, like, inner piece here? That might already exist. Maybe. Maybe not, actually, though. That might be new. We'll have to take a look in game and see if there's something like that. Oh, we got a big bus going by here. I don't really see anything crazy with that. Obviously, we have different filters. This, like, sepia tone. This sort of, like, posterized thing. We've got outlines, like inked outlines with a posterized effect. So dots everywhere. Oh, and we can see that these are walls. Oh. Okay, I thought these were foundations, but I think they're walls. So I think we do actually have these pieces already. Because this is just a angled wall with another... like a, I don't know how to describe it, but it's like, we have these pieces. I can, now that I know that they're walls, I can probably replicate this just like in the game right now. Oh, I didn't even notice back in this shot. Oh, because it was out of focus. There's a catwalk above this that I totally didn't notice because we had the depth of field on there. But yeah, we can see that there now. There's also, it looks like steel walls or whatever they're called. Steel frame walls around the bus. Anyways, cool use of the parts. This look, which is honestly, it's almost like a depth fog sort of filter, it seems. Very aesthetic, but also you can't really see much. All right, we got a different shot of the same thing. I do actually like the look of this build. It's pretty cool. Almost gives it like a dam-like appearance. This looks like a painted filter, but also kind of sepia again. But it does give it like painted vibes. Then we go to kind of like a monochrome, like Boolean sort of filter here. It's either 100% black or 100% white. And then we fade to something, some sort of outline. But we have some color. Maybe it's like a color pop sort of filter. And then we've got this building, which I think looks really cool. I might have to steal some ideas from this. Are these? They look like the tops of refineries, but I don't see the smokestacks from refineries, which normally stick up taller than that, which makes me wonder what these are. We've got a bunch of drone ports kind of stacked in here, which is a neat aesthetic. Anyways, I don't see a whole heck of a lot here. There's something going on here, some sort of lighting thing, but I think it might just be custom light bill signs and metal beams and such. We, of course, they're demonstrating depth of field some more. I don't know if we're seeing anything new with the trains. Because they are showing the trains a lot, which makes me wonder. This is interesting, because these look like Mark IV belts, and these don't look like signs. So yeah, these all look like Mark IV belts. These things on the sides don't look like the normal signs that we have. And so it looks maybe like we're going to have the option. I think it's not going to be forced because, oh no, maybe it will be because these front ones have it too. But maybe if it's shorter, maybe we'll end up having labeled and clean belts. But it looks like we're going to have belts that show parts per minute that are flowing through them. Or I wonder if we'll be able to set the speed of the belts. That would be huge. Because then like that crazy balancer that I built, the polynomial sequence balancer, we wouldn't need to build stuff like that anymore. We could just say like, we wouldn't even have to necessarily like do anything crazy with choosing like belts either. Like we could just be like, all right, I've unlocked tier 4 belts. I'm just gonna build everything tier 4. And if I need a specific split one way and the other, like for instance in that place, we'd lay down the belts and then we'd say this side only gets 60 parts per minute and this side only gets 80 parts per minute, and then it would like do the thing. If that is true, that'll be really cool. Oh, I see something else here. We've got some vertical mergers. We've got some vertical mergers over here. Okay. Yeah, okay, actually, that's pretty cool. So I do notice that they're doing the thing where they snap the merger or splitter onto the lift. I kind of hate that look. I don't think it looks good because then like the items clip into the bottom of the splitter or the merger as they like enter or exit. So I've never been a super huge fan of that in particular, but ignoring that, we have these which literally have an opening on the top and the bottom. But that is interesting because these are all pointed downwards. I wonder if we're also going to have the option to point them upwards. But yes, that is pretty cool. And that will probably simplify a lot of things. Well, I did not even notice that until I stopped on this frame and just looked around. Okay, a lot of cool things going on here. More than like the shot necessarily like it implies, right? It just looks like, okay, it's a factory. But then we've got these numbers, these speeds on the belts. We've got the vertical mergers over here. Presuming there's also going to be a splitter version of that. All right, what do we got here? We've got these custom light things. I'm thinking even more now that these are signs. And this is just a custom built kind of lighting thing. These might actually be new beams, but maybe not. Very hard for me to tell on those. Oh, but we've got another one of those cable pieces. This one looks like maybe the one that was less visible in the bridge shot because it looks to be made of 4 separate cables, but I think that that's all going to be one build because it looks like it matches the size of the beam connector. Ooh, we've also got some round pillars, some round concrete pillars here and down here. We've got whatever the heck this thing is. It's sort of like a box at the bottom of the pillars. We see more of those storage shelves. What the heck is this, though? You see this vertical glass thing? Like, that doesn't look like any of the glass that we have. It looks like 8 meters by 8 meters, kind of size of the full foundations. Because we can see the the catwalk here is, or I think this is industrial walkway, whatever the heck it is. It's the width of two of those. And those are half the size of foundations. But it's got like a doorway in this one and not in these other ones. Wait, do you see this moving? Look at this, look at this, look at this, look at this. It is a heckin' elevator. 1.1 elevators confirmed. Oh yeah, look at that. And oh, here's these things again. Like we're on the top of the buildings. So that looks like something that's gonna be new. Just a new like cosmetic piece maybe. Oh, this is interesting. Take a look at, I might need to zoom in on this actually. Take a look at those belts. You see how wide some of these curves are? Are we gonna get like a noodle mode for belts basically? That would be cool. So we've got seemingly noodle mode here. This, I wonder if we can do this with the pipes right now. I'm actually very tempted to try this because I don't know if we can get those curves. Let me hop back over to the game real quick and I want to try that. So if we grab our pipes, it looked like they had one in the center. Ooh, take a look at that. That's our noodle mode currently. And everything else is very direct, right? Like, yeah, that's our current noodle mode. And if I switch to the other ones, horizontal to vertical basically acts the same as auto when it's on the level. And that just gives us a 45-degree angle. We can see auto mode basically produces the same. Auto 2D keeps it even sharper. And then noodle mode has this weird, like it's not quite circular. I wonder if we're gonna get a circular mode for pipes and for belts. Because currently we can't reproduce what we're seeing in there, right? The closest we can get, if I'm replicating what I'm seeing in the video here, at least from a standpoint of like the arrangement of the pipes. That is my attempt, and we can see we do not have the same curvature whatsoever. So, okay. Okay, so yeah, that's definitely seems like it implies a new mode of producing curves for things. Which I do look forward to because it has annoyed me that we can't make like nice round curving things. There's the pipes down here. So we got belts and we've also got pipes. Oh, actually the pipes are up here too. Pipes are all over. They're over there. But yeah, no, that is cool. I'm looking forward to that. All right, let's see what else we got. Oh, and if you hadn't noticed, we do see the elevator here as well. Continuing to descend. All right, we're back in this room again. Oh, this looks like elevator. We see the entrance here. Honestly, let's just do this. There's the entrance. We see the entrance. We see a power connection, so it probably needs to be powered. We see a button, probably like a call button. And then we see a platform inside. And yeah, that is going to be real cool. Oh, and also over here. Oh, actually, yeah, it's over here too. We've got that probably cosmetic piece again. We can also see some more of the numbers on the belts. So we can see them back here. Oh, this is interesting. Okay, so this is making me think more so that these are just going to be displays of what the belt throughput is, rather than something that sets what the belt throughput is, like an input sort of device. Because we're seeing 120 on this belt. That is a Mark II belt. We're seeing 270 on that belt, which is a Mark III. On this top one, which is a Mark IV, I think, Mark IV belt. But we're seeing 0 and also a red light. So I think these might be indicators that are, well, actually, if I go over, they're on this side too. If I go over to this side, I do actually see a faint red light on this fluid tank here. Actually, I think it's packaged rocket fuel, but you know, same. So they might just have red lights on them, maybe. Because the other thing I was thinking is that maybe this is like, oh, the parts aren't moving, you know, zero parts per minute. I'm going to turn on a red light. It's like alarm, check me out, like something's wrong, right? But I also feel like I don't feel like someone would go to a belt and set it to 0, which is what makes me think more so that these are readouts and not like throughput controls. So they might be a helpful debugging tool, assuming that they are readouts and not controls. It seems like they'd be a helpful debugging tool, but not useful for doing things like getting a specific balance between belts without doing complex like splitting and merging and splitting and merging and splitting and merging. But yeah. Oh, hold on a second. I just noticed something else in here. Take a look at this. See where they're going through the wall? Right here? First of all, obviously, they're holes in walls, but they don't look to be aligned with the walls. At least not the way that we're used to seeing them aligned with the walls. Because this hole on the Mark II belt, the one labeled 120, is cutting between 2 wall sections vertically. They do still appear to maybe be centered on a wall piece. But I'm seeing this pass between wall sections. So we might get placeable wall holes the same way that we have placeable floor holes. That might be something that's coming. Because if I hop back over to the game here and we take a look at walls. So currently, this is what our wall holes look like, right? And if we build another one on top, we get that. And to be fair, from a certain angle, they do look somewhat similar to a degree. However, the other one feels a little chunkier on the sides, and not to mention, there is that one that's kind of filling this space. Because if we look at this and we look at how this lines up with the conveyor poles, we've got a conveyor pole down here on the bottom, just a regular one. And then if we put a stackable pole above it, this is kind of aimed right at that middle space where there is no hole. So like if we had a stackable pole also on the other side, and we built a belt, that's just going through the wall. There's no hole there. So it takes another stackable pole on top to get to the next hole. But what I think we're seeing in the video is we've got like a Mark I belt on the bottom. They put a Mark II belt there, and then a Mark III belt, and then a Mark IV belt. So that is essentially what we're seeing in the video, right? We get a Mark I down here. We definitely got a Mark II up here. Definitely got a Mark III here. I think that's a Mark IV belt. But yeah, these are stacked as if they were just one on top of the other with stackable poles. And they're going through the wall, and they have receptacles in the wall for each one. So yeah, I think that those holes, those wall holes, the ones for the Mark I and the Mark III belts that we're seeing in the video are aligned as they are aligned in the default wall holes. But I think what we're seeing is additional wall holes placed where now, currently, there's no ability to place them. So that is very exciting. Yeah, there feels like there's a lot of stuff coming that a lot of folks have been really asking for and hoping for. Because I know folks have been asking for placeable wall holes for quite a while. I don't know if folks have been asking for like better curvature for things, but I know I've wanted it. Honestly, for the hypertubes as well. I've been like, man, I wish these curved like the train tracks as opposed to like the pipes. But yeah, no, that's some exciting stuff that we're seeing in this. I think this is the end. I don't think that there's more after this. Because this zooms out and fades to the other things. There's one other thing that I'm wondering here, which is the walls. This one, the gate wall hole. I want to take a look at this and see what that looks like on the sides. Okay. So, okay. No. Okay. I think I stand corrected here. On the sides here, yeah, I'm seeing a different texture, And in the center, we don't see that like kind of drop down, that like notch, quote unquote, if you will. Yeah, like take a look at this. We've got, first of all, a different texture on the sides. We've got this kind of notch thing coming down in the center. Editor Nico here. I've just noticed that this garage door is actually like double the size of a normal wall piece. So it is 2 wall pieces tall and also 2 wall pieces across. Something I didn't really notice when I was streaming, but I did notice while I was editing here. Anyways, let's continue on. So I think this may actually be a whole separate wall piece for the garage door. And it also feels a bit wider than the one that we have here. Like it feels like it fills more of the wall space. But anyways, I think that gets us to the end of the video. I don't think that there's any more after this. Yeah, it just says all shots, movements, filters captured entirely in-game using the new photo mode. The movements part is also interesting. So I guess we're going to get the ability to have things move or to set up kind of like waypoints for the camera perhaps. Well, that is probably enough of that. While you were away, I worked a little bit more on the Hypertube network. I've built from the Time Crystal Factory, which is way over there somewhere, out around following the train network here. We got a branch splitting off that goes out to the aluminum and crystal oscillator factories that are out there. I also see some viaducts that I need to make a little bit taller. But then we've also got this coming over here to our encased steel beam factory. We're actually using the encased steel pipe recipe. We're going to continue this on down the line to where the new factory is going to go. Way the heck down here. Right down here where we are going to build the next factory for all of the quantum encoder things and also nuclear power. So, if you don't already know me, my name is Nico Fox. I'm your Cape Fox on the internet, streaming games, streaming trains, streaming music and karaoke and such sometimes too. I have recently changed my stream schedule. I'm now going live Mondays and Fridays, most Mondays and Fridays at noon Pacific. And still currently playing through Satisfactory 1.0. Should be live again on Monday. Again, remember, I've changed my stream schedule. So I am doing Mondays and Fridays at noon Pacific now. Hope to see you all when you can join. And until then, take care. Goodbye. Goodbye.